Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with Marco versus Pudding. Don't worry, I do fix my camera later in the game. My camera is really poorly angled. It was very hard. I had already spent about 10 minutes trying to get a decent angle with the way that these tables are. Just couldn't get it, so I will fix it, and yeah, sorry about that, but we end up doing a turn, the classic get to Dawn and pass. And my opponent, I believe, is going to go ahead and drop the Pudding Searcher, which you can't see because of the way my camera is positioned and my hand. Yeah, I thought this was going to be a good angle. It was not, but we are going to be playing Marco a little bit. I think we're going to go back to Purple Luffy until into 09. But I wanted to give Marco a try. I know he's got some traction recently. And yeah, I mean, we started off with Marco. So I definitely wanted to give him a try. So my opponent goes ahead, swings 7, gets the rush ace as well as the Frankie, and I could counter, but I don't really want to drop all of that. So we get the Newgate off of life. Not too angry about that, and yeah, we did end up drawing for turn, getting the Fire Fist, and I think realistically, I think if I were to play this list again, I would drop Fire Fist. I do not like Fire Fist. But we swing 6, we end up getting his life down to 3, and we set the Pudding up top. So it is Ivankov into Pudding, and we'll just bounce Pudding back to our hand. I don't see any other reason why she's in the deck, just to get that extra card and, you know, get that extra card in hand, basically, is my thought here. Ivankov, I do like the Ivankov in this deck. I wish Ivankov was just like a 5k. I think a 5k would make them like really, really good, but I don't think they're terrible. But yeah, this list is pretty fun, and there I am fixing my camera. I did try and stabilize it, so sorry about that if that was a terrible time, but yeah, fixed the camera, and now we have a bit of a better view. It does need to go up a little higher, but he is already at 6, so he does end up playing that Katakuri, ramping himself to 7, and I'm pretty nervous, honestly. He is gonna swing, he is gonna probably swing the, oh yeah, he's gonna swing 6 at lead, but I am reminding him, I think he's a newer player, so I'm reminding him that he has to flip the top of his life down, and you know, now since he's swinging lead, he can flip it back up, and yeah, then he gets to ramp another Dawn. So pretty solid play by my opponent, and I just give him that Pudding. They know I have the Pudding in hand, and while I have other 2Ks in hand, I don't want to give them too much information. So we do have a lot of cards in hand at this point, and we're sitting at 3 life. Thankfully, I've already edited the layout, so I can see that we're at 3 life. But yeah, so our option here is, I think we are looking to potentially Doflamingo, but I am thinking about playing that ulti just to get more card draw, I mean, why not? I do like that ulti card. It's one of those cards that I never really get to see. And yeah, there goes Fire Fist to the bottom. I think in the roughly 7 games I played of Marco, I think I only got to use Fire Fist once, so not really great. So we just go ahead minus the Pudding for fun, and we are gonna swing 7 at lead, giving them that ace, which is a bit of a bummer, but hopefully they don't need, or they don't use it by now. And then we are gonna play the ulti, and I really like the ulti card. I think it's a really good card, but I haven't played it much. So with what we have here, this is a lot of small bodies, a lot of counter, and I could put that back on top, but I think I actually just put it at the bottom. I want to see some bigger bodies. I have a Newgate, but I don't have a Sanji. And yeah, you know, we are able to get another 2k off of ulti, which is pretty solid. Now at this point, I'm thinking we can start countering out of some of these swings to really utilize the Ivankov coming up, or utilize our 3-cost Ivankov that's on the field. Just keep drawing, keep looking, because we are in fact looking for, if we're looking for what's his name, Sanji, my boy. Ooh, it is tough. So he ends up playing the Yamato, not healing but taking out the ulti. A little unfortunate there. Was kind of bummed about that. Did want to be able to swing with the ulti, and here he's swinging with the Katakuri, and I'm thinking, yep, we need to let's start countering out of cards so we can start drawing with Ivankov. So they swing the 5, and I go ahead and give him the 2k just because I'm hoping we'll see a Sanji, but oh my god, we see so many Ivankovs. What can I say? They love me. And yeah, so we end up getting more Dawn, putting that Dawn back on leader to draw. And what can we do here? I think we just put Ivankov at the bottom because I know that I can swing with Ivankov here, and I don't really want to get another Ivankov. So we go ahead and minus that Katakuri. I think we made it a 4-cost or a 4,000 power if I'm not mistaken. So I think I can just go ahead and raw swing Ivankov if I am not mistaken, but we'll see. Kind of don't really have a ton in my hand here, not really much to do. So yeah, I could play down the blocker Doflamingo, but yeah, so we end up swinging 6 into the Katakuri. I think that Katakuri is a 5,000 power. And we draw, and there is Sanji. Thank goodness we see Sanji. So shout out to Ivankov giving us that Sanji. We would have drawn it next turn, but yeah, we had to dig a little bit deeper than I wanted to. We swing really aggressively the 8 at Katakuri. I feel like I want that body off of the field. If I can do that, then I can live next turn, especially since we are dropping the Doflamingo blocker. Yeah, we're going to be able to live next turn. And looking at this top 5, I'm not super thrilled. I'm thinking the pudding will be nice because, you know, he's playing a yellow deck. Look at his hand size. He's got a lot of cards in hand. I think potentially getting the pudding is not bad. But yeah, I put Fire Fist at the bottom. I just think if you're not running, I think this is, I think, Eggman's list, and I'm running like 7 events. I rarely get to use Fire Fist, so I just think it's a bad card in this deck. Hot. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but my opponent goes ahead, taps 4, plays out the Kikanojo. Playing down the Nami to pop the Doflamingo. So we'll probably end up taking the Yamato hit, assuming they swing into life, and they do. We take it, we get the pudding, and yeah, they're gonna swing 6, and I'll just give them the pudding. I mean, she's in there to be a counter, as far as I'm concerned, and hey, we get the other pudding, so we have all our puddings. And there is my beautiful Dawn from the Flare fruit, right? Flare fruit. You know, the Fire Devil fruit. I really love that Dawn and the sleeves, so good on them. Put the Dawn on the Marco, drawing, and oh yeah, we're doing the Sanji play. We put Newgate on top. We are gonna minus Yamato, and just because because I can clear Yamato, there's a good chance I'll be able to clear Yamato this turn, especially because I'll become an 8k with the Newgate making me 7. And yeah, we play out Sanji into Newgate. Newgate gives your leader a buff by 2. I don't have my tokens on me. I only have my little dice, my little guys. So we end up swinging really aggressively into pudding there. And let's see, we're at 8, 9, 7. So 7. We swing 8 into 7. So maybe not as aggressively as I thought, but yeah, he gives us a 2k, and yeah, I'm definitely a little worried there. Like, okay, But realistically, I'm thinking, okay, I am now a large body. I'm 7k. That makes it, he's got to give Dawn to most things to swing into me, except for Yamato. Yamato's the only thing that doesn't need Dawn to swing into me. And I have a stupid amount of counter in my hand. So I'm thinking we're sitting pretty good. And yeah. So he goes ahead and pokes 9, and I decide to just counter out 7, 8, 9. Wait, is that right? Did I counter too low? Or do I remember to give him another 1k? I may have countered too low here. Because Yamato's a 9, right? Yeah. Huh. That's weird. Math is hard. What can I say? So he swings pretty aggressively with the Kikinojo, and I end up taking it, and we get a Gravity Blade, and I will send Gravity Blade. I will send the Nami to the bottom of the deck. I don't want Nami swinging as well. Yeah, kind of an interesting. If I remember correctly, I definitely just maybe they just. No, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, I would have had the counter. As you can see, I still have the pudding. I still have the blocker. Yeah, so I would have been able to counter out of that Yamato hit correctly. This is why we watch back. But yeah, I think regardless of how this game go or how that turn went, like, we lived, and I'm not playing anything that I wouldn't have countered out with. The play here is to just, yeah, I'm gonna throw probably Sanji somewhere, and yeah, let's throw Sanji on top, and we are gonna go for game here. I feel like we have to. My opponent is down to about 4 to 5 cards in his hand, which is nice. So we'll minus the Yamato by 2. And yeah, putting my hand down. So yeah, I would have been able to successfully counter. So me miscountering wrong or counting wrong is, you know, it happens. But it wouldn't have made too much of a difference. So we swing with Ivankov, getting the Sanji that we put on top. Realistically, I think I should have put Sanji on the bottom and then swung with Ivankov to try and get more counter, just in case, because I am playing this pretty risky. We swing for 7, I think. We swing 7 with the Ivankov, and he gives us a counter. We swing 9, and he ends up taking, and realistically, yeah, I think I should have put some Dawn on these guys. I think we get pretty lucky taking both those 9k hits, and then just swinging for game with lead. And, I mean, he's doing the math, and I think he can meet. So that is game. We end up taking it. There is Duval. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think Marco, I don't know. I remember when we first started playing Marco, I was really hoping these starter decks made Marco really good, but they added a little bit to Marco, but he's still playing. You're still just trying to build for Sanji, and yeah, I don't know. I just think Marco, in theory, is very good, but with the tools he has, I just don't think he's there yet. But yeah, had a lot of fun playing this leader for this tournament, and yeah, I mean, we will be going into a couple more Marco games here in the future before, as I mentioned, going back to Purple Luffy, and then we will, I think, try and do some Buggy in the future is the idea. But yeah, that is gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit that like button down below. Also, if you guys want to go ahead and help support the channel, we do have memberships available. You just get some cool extra stuff if you can and want to. If not, understandable. Thank you so much for watching anyway. And yeah, thanks guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.